Hello, Internet, and welcome to my live reaction for One Piece chapter 999. Holy shit, we are one chapter away from 1,000. And yeah, when we last left our heroes, back on the performance floor, Marco was able to use his Phoenix Flames to kind of keep everyone warm so that the Ice Oni disease would not spread, giving Chopper ample time to concoct his antibodies. And despite Queen trying to rally the troops to attack Chopper, enough of the Alliance members promised to protect Chopper to allow Marco to take Zoro, Brook, and Robin up to the roof to join the fight with Kaido. Meanwhile, X-Drake is fighting Apu, as Apu is trying to get back the antibodies. And then we have mainly a lot of showing off Tobiropo's Devil Fruits. We see Sasaki fighting Frankie in his Triceratops form, Black Mariah fighting Sanji in her giant spider form. Who's Who is fighting Jinbei, as Jinbei kind of lets Luffy go on ahead in his saber-toothed tiger form. And Ulti and Page 1 have finished fighting Tama's little henchmen and are back on the hunt for Nami and Usopp. And meanwhile, Yamato starts telling Momo and Shinobu a story about Ace. For a complete tangent, as we move into 999. So let's jump right on in. We have a color cover here that is a two-part cover with next week's chapter, or not next week, 2 weeks from now is chapter 100. Also, I saw this earlier. This is a callback to chapter 100's cover that I don't really remember, but having just seen 100's cover, I can definitely see the comparisons. Specifically with Zoro's pose, Sanji and Usopp's, and also this particular Jolly Roger they use for the title One Piece. The rest of it we will see next time. But yeah, it's of course chapter 1000 deserves 2 chapters worth of color covered 2-page spreads. But yeah, with that, let's jump right on into chapter 999, the sake I brewed to drink with you. And so we open up on a flashback in Wano. Someone calls to Ace. "Stop, Ace! Let's go back!" And we see Ace and Yamato appear to have been fighting. As Ace kind of wheezes out, "Who are you? Name yourself." And Yamato does the same. "You go first." And Ace goes for a flame-powered punch. "I'm Ace. I've come here to take Kaido's head." And Yamato tells him, "My father and his men are on an expedition. You won't find a single officer on this island." And Ace asks, "Father? Huh?" And do we know if this was before... I imagine this is after Ace joined the Whitebeards, though I'm not quite... I'm not... My memory of Ace's personal timeline is not perfect. And we don't actually know how far back this is. But I'm assuming these are Ace's division of Whitebeards. And one of the Whitebeards asks, "That's Kaido's daughter?" And we see Yamato not happy at being called a daughter. Actually, we don't know enough about Yamato's personal timeline to know where Yamato is in his identity at this point. But he reacts unhappily at that. Like, we don't even know if he started idolizing Odin yet. Well, no, because he definitely would have seen the execution. I think that's where his Odin worship began. So he definitely does. So he's definitely opposed to being called a daughter here. And also being Kaido's kid. And Yamato calls out, "Surely you've had enough violence for now. Not that I have any obligation to protect this island." And we see a bunch of like passed out troops all around Yamato. And Ace looks around. And we see... I'm trying to figure out what's going on there. On the top of page, I think that's 6. We see a shackle. Just kind of with a chain, it jangles. And I'm not sure whose that is. I don't think Yamato has sleeves long enough for that, and Ace doesn't wear a shirt, so... maybe those are Yamato's sleeves. Because, yeah, that would fit with that could be the weapon that Yamato is holding. So maybe that is Yamato's arm. And Ace notices that he's shackled to Kaido, metaphorically, I guess? I don't know. Anyway, one of Ace's subordinates says, "Shall we, Ace? Let's go back to the mainland. The families of these abducted children are waiting." And the children say, "Thank you, thank you." I'm not entirely sure what the context is for this. But anyway, Ace stops him. It doesn't make sense that someone this powerful isn't the captain. I want to settle this. And Yamato tells him, "I am Yamato. I've been sitting around bored anyway. I'll be your opponent." The two of them go at it again. Rah! Yeah! So the two of them keep on fighting. And as the fight continues, Ace calls, "You can't choose your father, Yamato." "So you hate your old man that much? Forget about the cuffs. Why do you let him chain your heart, too?" So yeah, those cuffs are definitely Yamato's. And Yamato asks, "What?" And some of the Beast Pirates call out, "No, young Master Yamato, don't! That's a symbol of Master Kaido's power." Hold on. Don't do what? Get rid of the cuffs? Did he get rid of the cuffs? Is there a page I'm missing here? I don't think there is, because I'm on Shueisha's official site. But I don't know what Yamato is doing. Or hold on. So we see... Oh, it's the dragon statue that started this whole story. Okay. Because we see the dragon that's kind of wrapped around the Torii gates. And I guess he's about to destroy the dragon statue, I guess. And that's why they're freaking out. But yeah. And Yamato calls out, "I wish I could leave too. I want to sail out to sea and go on adventures. I want to live as free as Odin did." And Ace just grins. "That's the spirit, Yamato." And Ace then punches the dragon statue. Huh? I'm not sure what that accomplishes here. Especially because the dragon statue just kind of seems to pop up. Like, there doesn't really seem to be any, at least that I can find, any impetus for the Beast Pirates mentioning it. It just kind of is just, oh yeah, now we're talking about the statue now. I don't see any point where anyone even touches the statue before it's all of a sudden brought up. I don't know. But after Ace, wrecks the statue, the two of them just start drinking. And I guess they beat up the Beast Pirates who were there. And Ace laughs. "Such a shame. When we get along so well like this." And Yamato looks at his cuffs. "If I ever get these off, I swear, I'll go out to sea too." Does Yamato still have the cuffs? Like, I might have noticed them when he first showed up, but I don't remember them anymore. And then Yamato asks, "What's it like out there? Are there lots of young folks making a name for themselves?" Young folks? Well, there's this Cavan something guy. People are talking about him, I guess. I vaguely remember Cavendish, but, I don't remember what he's... Have we met him? Was he in Dressrosa? He might have been in Dressrosa. Oh, yeah, the beautiful prince guy. I remember him. With the split personality. I completely blanked on him all of a sudden, which makes sense. It's been a good 200 chapters since he showed up. So yeah, I guess Cavendish was active at this point, though. But then Ace continues, "I'm on a level of my own, of course, but I hear about guys tearing things up on the other seas. Kid in the south, Law in the north, Beige in the west. So this is early enough that they were all active. Or late enough they were all active. Do we know how recent... Is the question I asked earlier. Do we know... or it's tied to that. Do we know how early, Kid and Beige were active? Law, I think, was active pretty early, wasn't he? Shortly after Corazone's death, I think. And he was pretty young for that. But Kid and Beige, I don't know if we know enough about their backstory to really say. Despite the fact they had to have been pretty in the same generation as Luffy, because they're the worst generation. But anyway, the toughest one of them all won't be setting sail for a few years yet. My little brother. So I guess that does date this, though. It's a few years before the start of the series. And Ace continues, he's gonna be massive, trust me. And Yamato gets on to him. How many times are you going to mention your brother? As many times as I want. It's all true. And I guess he like starts beating on Yamato. Ow, ow. So yeah, we see here, you know, in case we need a reminder how much Ace genuinely loved Luffy, I should say. Which that's always good. I always, you know, the Ace-Luffy bond has always been a great thing. Anyway, back in the present though, Yamato looks up at the statue. The truth about this dragon statue is, I broke it first. But then he said, this is a warning to Kaido, until the next time I show up here. My father was furious, but he never saw Ace in person. So yeah, again, like I said earlier, we don't really see when Yamato hits the statue. Because it just kind of shows up. And apparently it's already been hit. I'm reading this over and over again, and I can't figure out how the statue gets involved here. It just really does pop up all of a sudden. Like Oda forgot to draw it in an earlier panel, maybe? I don't know. I really can't figure out what the deal is with the statue before Ace hits it. But anyway, and so Momo continues, there was a pirate who was trying to save Wano, and then he suddenly realizes, wait, father? And then Yamato continues, yeah, Kaido was my father. And Momo just, what? Oh, sorry. And he, like, jumps away, and Yamato is just, oh, sorry, I forgot to mention that. But don't worry, I hate him. I told you I'm Odin, right? That makes even less sense. I also love we see Momo do kind of like normal like backup crawl. Shinobu rolled away. And from the distance, either Momo or Shinobu says, I believe I understand the story now. I appreciate your help. And then Yamato calls out to them, stop being shy and come over here. But why would you tell us about that man? Ace died 2 years ago. Oh? I didn't know. You see, he was... Okay, so... I figure Momo at least knows about Ace, because he spent time with Luffy. So I'm guessing Momo is about to tell Yamato that Ace's little brother is Luffy. Because I'm pretty sure... If we hadn't seen Momo directly told that, it makes sense that he would have picked that up, just from traveling with the Straw Hats for so long. But anyway, we then check into Tama, as Tama says, who's still traveling with Usopp and Nami. Yep, that's right. I believed in Ace, and that's why I've been working to be a kunoichi. The big bro Luffy couldn't give me the bad news gently. He's got no delicacy. And Nami apologizes. Oh, I'm sorry. That's just what he's like, though. You know, Tama, that event was really painful for Luffy, too. And Tama asks, huh? And then we check on the inside of the dome. As I'm guessing Queen calls out, stop Marco! Stop him right now! Don't let him get away with this! One of the Beast Pirates asks, but he saved our lives! His cohort snaps, you want Master Queen to kill us? And so a bunch of them start charging at Marco. Rah! And Marco looks at them. Look, I'm not going right after Kaido at this point. And Marco calls out, Nico Robin, Bone Man, run into the castle. And Robin calls out, we will, if you insist. And the two of them kind of hightailed out of there. I've got him. Marco the Phoenix is mine. Ah! And Marco really blows them all away. And Marco asks Zoro, you ready? Let's go. And Marco flies Kaido up to the top of the dome. Interesting thing here, though, is that last chapter he promised to get Robin and Brook up there too. But then here he's like, run into the castle, I'm taking Zoro. Maybe he can only take one at a time. I mean, that would make sense. It's only one guy. Having 3 people on it would be kind of a lot. But still. Anyway, Marco flies up to the roof, blows all of Kaido's men away. And Queen calls out, hey, he's carrying one of Straw Hat's guys. And because he's carrying Zoro in his talons, so there's definitely room for one of them. And Zoro looks up. Nice view. And Marco is silent as he flies up and flashes back to some time with Whitebeard. Please, Pops. No, you idiot. How many times have I told you, Ace? Oh, okay, so this is sometime back, maybe after, maybe this is before or after Ace went to Kaido. Went to Wano, I mean. Because this is back when, this seems to be, it's Ace who was talking, not Marco, who I thought. Anyway, you know who used to be the 2nd Division Commander before you, and why the position was unfilled for so long? And Izo responds, we only learned of Lord Odin's death several years after it happened. And then Marco, who is just straight up eating a pineapple like it's an apple. It's just a really funny image. We considered moving on Wano many times, but never did in the end. Could you imagine what would happen and how many would lose their lives? And Ace yells, and let me go on my own. I made a promise. So it looks like this might be after Ace goes to Wano, as he's already made a promise to fight Kaido. And Whitebeard, starts attacking him. You think you can vanquish the man that Kozuki Odin could not? Don't be conceited, Ace. And then Blackbeard, who was still a Whitebeard pirate at the time, see ha ha ha. And Odin was plenty tough. I get wanting to take out a big shot though, Commander Ace. Shut up, Teach. Ace isn't doing this to hunt down big shots. I think that's Marco berating him. And we see Ace on the ground, beat up. Damn it. I can't keep my promise if I don't get stronger. That's just how heavy a promise you're bearing on your shoulders. And then Izo responds, if Pops ever gives you the go-ahead, send me an invitation, Ace. And Marco grins, yeah, I'd be interested too. And then with that, Ace responds, in that case, I thought we could win already. What's your basis for suggesting that? And Marco chuckles back in the present as he flies up to the rooftop. As both Queen and King in their Devil Fruit forms come out. Marco! Don't just assume you can fly right past us. All of those samurai are surely dead by now. We see Queen in his full-on Brachiosaurus form and King in his pterodon. And once Kozuki Odin's son is dead, this battle is over. And Marco replies, if you really think that, you're in for a rude awakening. You're pitting yourselves against the new generation now. And Queen yells, shut up, you little songbird. And from his mouth, out pops a cannon that shoots at Ace. And just like, because the Phoenix is, just a figment of the flames, this kind of passes right through it. And then we cut back to Tama. What? Big bro Luffy's Ace's brother? Yeah, I guess we never told Tama. That is just a really sore spot for him. And Nami comforts her. Don't worry, if he was upset, he would have told you. More importantly, let's do that plan of yours. Do we know? I don't think we know what the plan is, right? The plan is a new thing that's ever... Like, this isn't something that was brought up in an earlier chapter that I've forgotten about, right? It's just something that Tama mentioned off screen. Anyway, Momo is similarly shocked. Huh? So he was Roger's son and Luffy's brother? Is this true? Hold on. Momo didn't know? Because I figured that, like... hold on. Because this feels like it should be Yamato's line, right? Given what we saw last scene, when we have, Momo says, you see he was. But then here, Momo was the shocked one? I don't know. I don't know why Momo is shocked. And he's clearly one who says, so he was Roger's son and Luffy's brother. Is this true? I don't know. I can't figure out how all that works. Like, looking back at that earlier scene, let me read that again. Why would you tell us about that man? That has to be Momo. Ace died 2 years ago. Oh, I didn't know. Unless Ace died 2 years ago as Yamato, Right, because it was world news. He would have known. He would have known, yeah. And then, um, um, and then Momo says, "Oh, I didn't know." And then Yamato says, "You see, he was," which then leads to him telling Momo instead of the other way around. Okay. And then when react with Momo's lack of knowledge, you're the ones who brought Luffy here to Wano, aren't you? Yes, indeed. Out of all the pirates, as numerous as stars in the sky, you happened to meet him and brought him to this country. I can only consider that an act of fate. And then Yamato picks up, I think that's Oden's diary, I think. After all, Luffy's name has the letter D in the middle. I've heard rumors that we might be getting on to the Will of D in Chapter 1, like definitive answers on the Will of D in Chapter 1000. Is this setting that up? Anyway, we then move on to the rooftop, where Big Mom is. Yeah, yummy flames. That's Prometheus, and Zeus also, who is gone back to Big Mom. I don't particularly remember that happening, but I guess it did. My stomach is full and crackling too. I'm all recharged. And Big Mom laughs. Ha 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 ha. Ma. So Straw Hat's not here yet? Hey, Kaido, kill as many of them as you want, but leave Nico Robin alive. And Kaido snaps at Big Mom. What, can't that three eyes of yours read the ancient writing? You mean pudding? Who knows? I can't wait around for her true eye to awaken. Where are you gonna put this island down? Hold on. Did we know that this line about the true eye? I don't remember that, but I might be forgetting because it's been a while since Whole Cake. I don't know. Anyway, there is a castle in the flower capital that stands as a symbol of Kozuki. Ma. Aren't they having a festival now? That's a lot of deaths. Not a problem. It's easy to get more slaves. And then he takes a drink back on his sake. Whoa. It'll make a nice capital. So your road poneglyph isn't there? And Kaido snaps at her. It's too early to be showing your hand, no? Hey, don't insult me. It's not like that. I still think of you like a brother. On the day rocks fell into ruin at God Valley, I gave you that legendary model of the fish fruit. You owe me for life, Kaido. Whatever you say, we can talk after we get it. The One Piece, that is. Next chapter hits January 3rd. Okay. Let's talk about that thing. Gave you that legendary model of the fish fruit. Does that mean that because I figure we have a dragon fruit. Like, that's an established thing. The Ryu no Mi, dragon fruit, in this translation. Like, all the Toby Ropo have it, and Queen and King have it, and I think Jack has it too. But the actual dragon is the fish fruit? Okay. That's interesting. Also, let's talk about this final line. We can talk after we get it. The One Piece, that is. That's the kind of thing you say when you're right about to do something. We can talk later is like in, at most like a week. They think they're right about to get the One Piece. And that's interesting. Are we much closer than we thought? First off, like, I don't think between the two of them they have all the road poneglyphs, right? Like, one of them is definitely on Zoe, right? Unless, like, the poneglyph on Zoe was a road poneglyph. Yeah, I'm looking at the road poneglyphs now. One's on Zoe, and Jack definitely did not get it. One's at Whole Cake, so Big Mom has that. One's on Wano, and one is on Fishman. Looking at the wiki here. Yeah, it's currently considered lost. So, like, there should be at least one, there should be definitely one they don't have, the one on Zoe. And then they shouldn't have the one that was once on Fishman. So how are they so close to getting the One Piece, is what I'm getting at. Because they shouldn't have the information to find Laugh Tale. I don't know. Maybe they know where the missing poneglyph is, but even then, they still shouldn't have access to the one on Fishman Island. I don't know. I don't know. There is a lot going on in this chapter. A lot that's really, really good here. So let's start at the beginning with this Ace flashback. And honestly, the Ace flashback doesn't really. I'm trying to think of like from a larger narrative standpoint, what does it do? Given that it basically just sets up Tama and Momo learning about Ace's connection to Luffy. And kind of it does it allows Ace to act as kind of a connective tissue for the whole chapter, as that also ties in with Marco as he flashes back to Ace. But in the end, I feel like the Ace connection isn't super important at the moment. Like, I'm not complaining about it, but it does seem kind of, I don't want to say unnecessary, but like, I don't know. You could kind of, I feel like if you were to cut out all of the Ace related things, the story wouldn't really lose anything. Beyond, Tama and Momo knowing things, so maybe it will end up being important, I'm not sure. But the Ace flashbacks are good. I like his rapport with Yamato, how they're kind of like, they have to fight because Yamato is stuck working with Kaido at the moment. But once they get the chance, they just, become quick drinking buddies. And I also like this little brief like page of flashback we get on the Whitebeard ship. I've always felt like the Whitebeards didn't really, back in Marineford, I didn't give a damn about them because they just kind of showed up and we were expected to already care about them. And I feel like if we had scenes like this, scattered throughout the series before we got to Marineford, I would have cared about the Whitebeards a whole lot more. Just a scene of them, existing and living. So that was nice. It's 500 chapters too late, but it was nice. But yeah, and then we have, Marco, fighting Queen and King at the same time, which I don't think anyone really predicted. So we'll see how much comes of that. I could see that kind of getting skipped as Marco was trying to make it to the roof to continue on. Also, I think we can kind of definitively say the Akazaya are at least defeated. I hope they're not dead. Especially, they deserve better than to die off screen. And I get, doing important things off screen has kind of become Oda's bread and butter through the Onigashima raid. But I hope at least the Akazaya deserve better. Or get better, because they deserve better. But yeah, we get another reminder of has the letter D in the middle. But yeah, the chapter is a really fun time as it's just, setting up whatever the hell is going to happen in 1000. Either it's info on the letter D, info on Marco's continued push to get Zoro to the rooftop. However, Luffy is right now. We didn't see him this chapter. Maybe Ace will maybe Ace's relevance will become clearer when we hit 1000, possibly. Who knows? All I know is I'm excited to see what comes in chapter 1000. So that's all I have to say for this video. Hope you all enjoyed the chapter and the video itself. If you did, feel free to drop me a like or subscribe, or do whatever makes you happy, And remember, your life is your own, okay? Bye!